Good evening, everybody. We are joined by head coach BJ Callaghan. There was a statement that was just published by the club. If you haven't had a chance to read it, I'll read it for you. Nashville SC is aware of the allegations that have surfaced regarding the use of offensive language by one of our players. The club is in close communication with Major League Soccer and other relevant parties and will refrain from making any further comments until the league concludes its investigation into the incident. So please defer from asking any questions regarding that topic. Coach, your thoughts on today's game?
We wanted to start putting together positive performances. And I think tonight when we look at the overall performance, we can be happy with it. I think the result that we have to be disappointed in the way we conceded goals. And I think, and the way that we, lost the match. So at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do, is to win the matches. So, I would say it's a disappointed locker room. But I think there's when we're looking to build and looking to sort of create this identity here, I think there was a lot of positive moments in the game and a couple really positive performances by players.
BJ, I'm not asking about the incident, but did whatever happened affect the play in any way, in your opinion?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think in the first 30 minutes of the game, there was a lot that happened, right? We were able to earn a penalty kick. Unfortunately, we don't convert, and then we have the incident on the field. And I think it just, immediately you start to have to adjust making, positional changes, and sometimes that's going to, disrupt the group. But overall, I thought there was a period that we, had to resettle and kind of get used to it. And then the guys responded great. From that point forward, they continued to respond really, really well. And I mean, I can only credit the guys for the commitment to each other and to the game when, there was a lot. I mean, even the penalty that happens and how long the delay is, like right out of the gate, it certainly was a disjointed start to the game, and I still think they put in a really good shift.
BJ, I kind of wanted to ask about the penalty, and then obviously with everything that went on the field. I mean, it just felt like there was a lot of going on that required keeping focus, but then also I'm sure you were trying to figure stuff out and tweak things on the fly. Just kind of walk us through that first 35, 40 minutes, however long it was, and then maybe kind of how did you try to reset things at halftime once you guys had a chance to maybe calm down a little bit?
Yeah, I was really happy with this way we started the game. So, I thought the match plan that we put out was effective. We were starting to create chances, and we earned the penalty kick. And I thought the way we were defending, the way we were pressing, the way we were winning second balls was all really, really positive. I think the incident happens. There's these delays, and for us, you're right. There was a lot of adjusting happening, and so it was just about giving as much clear and concise information as we can. As guys had to change positions. Alex Mule had to go from basically playing left wing into center midfield. Johnny Pérez gets an opportunity to come in and play right wing, who I think had a tremendous performance tonight, bright spot of the game. And then Jacob has to go from right wing to left wing. So yeah, there's the relationships, everything we work on during the week gets a little bit twisted is the best way to say it. But I think as a group, we talk about one of our anchors as being able to respond. We don't want to be reactors. We want to be responders. And I think you saw that tonight once guys got, their bearings, a group that remained committed again.
BJ, I wanted to ask about just the difficulty of stepping into this mid-season and kind of turning things when things haven't been going well. Last month during that stretch before you came in, how involved were you in those weeks? How involved could you be in those weeks? And do you feel like you're still behind the curve, I guess, in getting this where you want it to be?
We're establishing a long-term vision here for the club. So I mean, we're just at the beginning and a process of of change takes a long time. But like you said, where we are in the season, like we have the short-term objective. We don't hide behind that short-term objective, which is we want to make the playoffs, and we know by having good, consistent performances that will happen. And again, I thought we created enough opportunities tonight to score goals to win the game. Conversely, we the way we conceded is not good enough. That's on all of us, and we have to go back and look at it. So I think from afar, prior to getting here, I was able to observe. I think that was a really important piece to make sure that when we got here that we were able to hit the ground running. And I think we've played 3 matches here, and I think there's been improvement in all 3 matches.
PJ, you told us, if I'm not mistaken, in one of our conversations with you, that sometimes a team plays poorly and wins the game, sometimes clearly, and sometimes the team plays well and loses a game almost tragically. What do you rate? What do you put that game today?
Yeah, I think we played a game where the performance was good enough to win the game. We had a few moments that we lapsed. That's unacceptable. We have to learn from it. We have to improve it. And you have to give credit to Austin. They were able to counter. I would not even say counter, capitalize on those moments. Again, they're a well-organized team. They were, a well-prepared team tonight, and they found their moments to score. And we're still gonna continue to work to find those goals.
BJ, I guess what did you make of Jonathan Pérez? Coming in, coming in cold. In the first half after the substitution. I guess just the way he fit into the attack.
Yeah, I think there's 2 pieces to Johnny Perez's performance tonight. I think there's the on the field piece, where it was clear that he has the ability to beat defenders in multiple ways. He can play it through combination play. He can play it through one-on-one and go into the right. He can do it by coming into the left. And his vision to see the whole field is remarkable. And I don't think it's lost on how young of a player he is, and how few MLS total minutes that he has. So I think that's a really bright spot on the field. I think it also needs to be mentioned the professionalism of a young player like that to be able to step in right around 30 minutes, and to be prepared to do that. That's a sign of true professionalism. A lot of times you can think, okay, I'm not going to warm up great because I'm not going in until the second half. But for him to be prepared mentally off the field, the week of training to understand the role that he was going to be put in, even though he probably, maybe thought he was going to be using as a substitute role and he essentially kind of played in a starter role. Just a tremendous credit to his professionalism off the field to be prepared to make the most of his moment and seize that moment.
I know you had kind of talked about wanting to see the team get the ball in the box more. It felt like, first of all, it felt like that happened a lot, and there were a lot of moments where you were looking for kind of like a cutback pass that didn't quite come off. How do you kind of balance feeling like a lot of the pieces were there while also kind of wanting to be able to find kind of the missing piece in the finish?
Yeah, the way we work is that we're pretty process oriented, so I think we're pleased with the idea that we are getting in those positions to make those plays happen. We just need to continue to sort of pound the repetitions to get the timings right, to get the technique right, the service right. But I think we have a confident group in the direction that we're heading. We're committed to, and like I said, I think when we finally get that feeling of hitting the back of the net, I think it'll only be another great step forward for this group who's putting in a lot of work right now.
PJ, you switched out Josh Bauer and Walker Zimmerman from their usual sides, and so I'm just curious what was the reason behind that, and also if you can just shed a light on what Jack Mayer has to do to get back into the starting lineup.
You talking about with Walker and Josh switching sides?
Walker's on the left and Josh's on the right.
Yeah, but I think Walker from us plays on the right a large majority of the time. Obviously, if he's paired with Josh, maybe it's a little bit different. Yeah, so for me, it's just I think Josh is capable of playing both sides. So is Walker. So it was just a little bit also for we had I think Josh is a really good defender. Does well to cover in the channels, and they obviously had the new DP winger Bakari out there. So I think also being able to provide cover for him, and I think both of those guys did a really, really good job tonight. Listen, Jack's doing great. It's a great problem for us to have, is that we have 3 center backs that are all deserving to start. And I think as you've seen the rotations that have happened over the last 3 games, our plan is to continue to have guys compete for positions. And, at the same time, there's going to be moments for everyone to step up, just like tonight wasn't an opportunity for center backs to step up, but there was a lot of positions for other guys to step up, and having that good, healthy competition in the group is going to be great for everybody and push the whole club forward. Thanks.
Hello.
Welcome back, everybody. We are now joined by Jonathan Pérez, who started for Nashville SC Major League Soccer today. Your thoughts on your debut, or your Major League Soccer debut with Nashville SC?
Well, I just want to say I'm very excited that I got the opportunity today to play, and I just did my best out there, and I tried to do everything I could to help the team, make a difference. And also caught me by surprise, how I really had to come in, but I just had to be very very focused and just block everything that was going on, and just had one focus, was just to go in there and just do my best and make a difference.
Hey, Jonathan. Ben Wright with Broadway Sports Media.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, welcome to Nashville.
Yeah, thanks.
BJ kind of mentioned just how impressed he was with your professionalism, just obviously coming in earlier than kind of anybody expected.
Yeah.
What was that kind of process like for you, obviously getting called into the game pretty early when maybe you weren't expecting it until the second half?
For me, I was just this whole day just really focused on what I was going to do today on the field, and just be ready. I don't think this was anything new to me. I was just on the sideline, just really just thinking about the game and really preparing myself. I was looking at Austin, see how they were playing, and just imagining myself what I would do if I were to go in. So when they called me, I think I was really, really prepared and really focused. I wasn't nervous or anything like that. It was just like, okay, they called me up, and I just got to step up.
Hey there, Valer Shabilla with Broadway Sports as well. First of all, do you prefer to be called Jonathan or Johnny? I've heard both.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Can you just tell the Nashville fans, a lot of them are unfamiliar with your game, just can you describe what type of winger you are, and sort of what is your sort of main inspiration maybe in the game, and how do you see soccer as a whole?
For me, the type of player I'd say and describe myself is just like a technical player. I like to get the ball to my feet. Sometimes I go into space, make runs, but preferably I like to have the ball to my feet and try to make something out of it. I'm pretty aggressive. Each time I get the ball, I always want to go forward. I always want to create something, shoot, get a cross off something, do combinations. When I get the ball, I just want to go score. That's pretty much the type of player I am, and yeah.
Johnny, Claudio Villalobos from Nashville Total Sports. It seems like in a few weeks, that's all it's been. You make some radical changes from LA to Nashville, from the team that you were playing at or trying to be a starter with there, and then you come to this group and another radical change. Any way you see it, coming into a game that you were not ready to go at that point. It looks like you were very ready, but by the way you look playing, but everything seems to be like a very, very radical from one moment to another. How being so young has what was prepare you to all those changes in such a few weeks?
I think I think in training, the coaching staff, I think they really prepared me and my teammates as well. But also, I think it goes back to back in LA as well. I think my teammates back home really prepared me and really put that with me that that to come in and make a difference. And even from the beginning today, I had few of the coaching staff told me as well that to be ready and just be prepared and just be focused on today's game. And I think from my age, that standpoint, I don't really think it doesn't matter. I'm just like another player, like everyone else, and you know this is what I love to do. So just go out there and just do my best and just perform. That's all that I have in mind.
Yeah, Jonathan, Jacob Shames with the Tennessean. You came over from the Galaxy around the same time BJ Callaghan comes in as head coach. I guess how did the 18 days off since you played New England give the team the chance to really maybe grow into and kind of learn a little bit more about what BJ's his vision for the club and what he's trying to get the team to do?
I think throughout the 18 days we made a lot of progress, and I think everyone. Obviously, it's gonna take some time and little by little, but I think the team has really done a lot of progress in how BJ's style of play and how he sees the team and how he wants us to play. And I think the team is going the right direction and really understanding how BJ wants us to play. And I think the more games that we play, and I think we'll see a lot of improvements along the way. But like what I said, it's probably gonna take some time. But as well, we will also wanna win games. So I think the way BJ wants us to play, I think the team really sees how he wants us to play, and we just gotta execute that.
Thank you, Johnny, and thank you everybody for your preparation today. We look forward to seeing you on Thursday next week.
Yep. Thank you, guys.